This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. Keeping track of Donald Trump's latest slew of legal counsel, of his lawyers, it's impossible. It's like a game of whack-a-mole. As soon as one pops up, you smash his head down, another one pops up ready for you to do battle with. And the latest is Drew Fielding, who's known more commonly as like Cardi B's lawyer. He represents Hollywood people and rappers, and he's also defended some despicable cops who are now in prison, or at least one of them is in prison. But he went on he's now defending Donald Trump in the action that's taking place relative to one of the many cases against Donald Trump. This is the election interference case that Fani Willis, the DA in Fulton County, Georgia, has with the special purpose grand jury that heard all the evidence and listened to all the phone calls of Donald Trump admonishing, pressuring, trying to get the Georgia Secretary of State to enter into a conspiracy with him to violate the law and interfere in the election. Donald Trump said, just find me, just find these votes, find them. After the election had been settled, find 11,780 votes. That's all I need, which is one more than I need, I think he said in the call. So Donald Trump's new lawyer, Drew Fielding, went on with Ari Melber, and it went as terribly as you would expect, as this officer of the court, this defender of Donald Trump, refused to even acknowledge that Donald Trump didn't win the election. Watch this just remarkable couple of minutes.
Do you acknowledge that Donald Trump lost?
Exactly, but that's what I stay focused on.
Do you acknowledge that Donald Trump lost the Georgia election?
I am.
That's an easy one. Do you acknowledge that, Drew?
No, I'm focused. Let me tell you what I'm focused on. I'm focused on being a criminal defense attorney and seeing that my client is being swept up in what has, to me, been a ridiculous circus atmosphere, special purpose grand jury.
No, and you made that point, but
not only in this case, but on other cases.
You made that point, but do you acknowledge?
I'm not going to sit there.
Do you acknowledge? Do you acknowledge that he lost the state of Georgia?
You can talk to other political people. Why would we even talk about that? What does that have to do? What does it have to do with me defending President Trump in this matter? It has zero to do with it.
I appreciate it. All right, you've raised a rhetorical question. What does that have to do? Let's listen to Donald Trump lying to people, some of whom later committed crimes, some of whom other Republicans committed the potential crime of misleading the government about who were the duly stated electors of Georgia, which, of course, the current president, President Biden, won. Here's Donald Trump talking about Georgia. Take a listen.
You know, we won Georgia, just so you understand. They cheated and they rigged our presidential election, but we will still win it.
That was December 2020. That was a lie, and it was, in concert with these other things, a lie that induced these people to submit this elector fraud, which may or may not be charged, and which, as of January 6th, they were trying to bring some of that in different states, not Georgia, by the way, to the floor of the Senate that was been uncovered. So again, I want to give you one more chance on that. When you say you don't know why it's relevant, that's, to me, the most charitable way I can put it, Drew, is that's confusing, because what's relevant is the entire point that he lost the election and got people to submit false material to the government and everywhere else or conspire to do so, and that's a potential crime.
Now, so Ari, let me tell you, because what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to be a hypocrite and I'm not going to be disingenuous.
Mm-hmm. That is what you call stumbling and bumbling. That is incompetency on the part of just an American voter, just a citizen, but certainly on the part of an attorney who's representing Donald Trump. First of all, I don't know that I'll ever understand any serious lawyer who's going on TV prior to a case going before a judge and talking about the case. You should be dedicated to the prospect of defending the case in court, not in the court of public opinion. No good will be served. It doesn't matter what the public thinks. It matters what a judge and jury believe about the case. So I guess maybe if he's trying to taint the jury pool, maybe, I guess. But being unable to answer a simple question about the outcome, the legal, fair, settled outcome of the 2020 election is reprehensible and a dereliction of duty as someone who purports themselves to be a legitimate officer of the court. But what would you expect from a lawyer? I mean, all the lawyer jokes aside, Donald Trump he has a certain skill of honing in on the worst of the worst, the slimiest, the greasiest of ambulance chasers. Whether wholly unqualified, like his Alina Habba and some of the others, or just gross, like Joe Tacopino and this knucklehead. It's remarkable that this is where we are in America, focusing on things that aren't going to better the lives of Americans, but have to be focused on because we need to eliminate a threat and a serial criminal, a serial breaker of United States code, Donald Trump. This isn't about preventing him from being in office again. It is not about that. It is about holding a criminal accountable for their many crimes against this country. What do you think? I'd love to know. We can mix it up in the comments and agree and disagree agreeably. You can also call and leave me a brief voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me daily at dollemore.com, and I would love to hear from you. Follow me on social media. I'm at Dollemore on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. That is a very mediocre time at best. I'm not trying to convince you to be on Twitter, but if you're already there, you might as well give me a follow. If you appreciate what I do and you think that I bring some valuable insight or information to your day or to your week, please consider supporting my work. $2 a month. You can help produce my videos and my podcast by clicking the join button, becoming a channel member, or you can go over to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. Anyway, I love you guys very much. Thanks for engaging with my content and being passionate about making our world, and to a lesser extent, our country, a better place. I'll see you next time. Until I do, be genuine. Take care of one another.